Today's toy spot is on the Mattel DC Universe Classics Wave 12. This would be the Darkseid Wave. Today we're looking at the villain known as Copperhead. As with every other figure that makes up the DC Universe Classics Wave 12, Copperhead does include a collector button. And if anything, I'm more excited about the button than I am of the figure. I'm really not. Who am I trying to kid? As I also mentioned before, this is figure 3 from Wave 12, and it does not actually indicate what pieces come in this set. In certainly other waves, they've always indicated what figure part comes with this particular figure, but there is no indication. There is also no indication on the back, which we'll get into in a second. The only way as a collector, or I guess really as a kid, to know which pieces is to simply look further down. Way at the bottom of the package, it's down there. You can barely make out, but yes, there is Darkseid's head and his underoos. Both are equally, both look like they're the exact same size, but I'm sure we'll figure it out when the package gets opened up. Speaking of which, on the back of the package, there is a picture of Copperhead. Down below, there are the other figures that make up Classics Wave 12. We've got Eclipso, the Spectre, Copperhead, Dr. Midnight, Darkseid, Mary Batson, and Iron. You can collect all 7 to build yourself your very own Darkseid. Now there are 2 variants, that being the Spectre and Mary Batson. You don't necessarily need to buy both variants. You don't even have to even buy the variants. You can just buy the straight up figures and still manage to build Darkseid here. As for the read-up, it says, mysterious and menacing, the man known only as Copperhead first emerged in Gotham City, carrying out a series of incredible thefts. When confronted, his poison fangs and constrictor coils were enough to defeat most opponents. Copperhead increased his powers by striking a deal with the demonic Neuron, becoming a truly monstrous man-snake hybrid. In his horrific new form, he took on more lethal assignments as a super assassin. His ghastly power and inhuman abilities make him one of the most frightening of villains. Statistics: The Brave and the Bold, number 78, 1968, would be his first appearance. His real name is unknown. His occupation is professional criminal. Base of operations, mobile. Special abilities, Supreme Contortionist, Constrictor, and Poisonous Bite. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to take a bit of a break. When we get back, we're going to get a better look at Copperhead. There's more to come, guys. Don't go anywhere. No, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. And just to get the button out of the way, it's right there. We'll zoom in. You can see that there's Batman here. And some claws lunging towards Batman. What is Batman ever going to do? On the back, DC Comics 75, trademark. Rosalita, that's being added to your pile. She also likes needlepoint too, but unfortunately these figures don't come with pieces of needlepoint, so buttons will have to do for the time being. Other pieces that come with Copperhead, he does come with his very small underoos. Don't judge the man just because he's got small underoos. He could still murder you and murder everybody you care about. He is, after all, Darkseid. So let's maybe not draw so much attention to the fact he's got small underoos. Although Spot has just spent the last 10-15 seconds discussing it. I think, you know what I am going to do? I think I can still... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to put the underoos on. I was going to say, let's wait and put the legs on first and then snap the whole thing on. But Spot's feeling a little lucky. I think I'm just going to snap the underoos on as is. Of course, let's not put his behind in the front. And I also want to make sure I've got the right body here. Oh, speaking of bodies, there goes... you know what? There it is right there. Remember we had 2 torsos? I wanted to make sure I got the good torso. There we go. And just like that, we've got... You still can't see it. It's like I was just a magician. I just made something disappear. But the underoos are underneath there. And then what we are going to do is we're going to take Darkseid's head. That's awesome. I can almost just hear Frank Welker right now doing the voice. I'll get you. Oh wait, no, that's Inspector Gadget. We'll take Darkseid's head and snap it into place. And there you have, so far, a head and torso of Darkseid. So far, so good. We'll move that off camera, and we'll pick up poor Copperhead. It's a shame, really, that he fell, because I absolutely love this figure. There is so much appeal to this figure. It also helps that I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan, that automatically, as many people have already indicated, he definitely bears a striking resemblance to Serpentor. This I command. He also has this really nice scale work all over his body. Of course, the boots and the underoos gloves are also are not, but the rest of it is this really nice scale work. I also like the fact it's got this sheen to it too. That's not simply just a matte paint. Matte paint could have easily worked, but the fact that they gave it a scaled, glossy look only makes it look more like a reptilian snake skin, and I love that. Now, for all the places that are glossy, you can see the front around his cowl or mask area. You can see is just still the matte finish, and I think that complements well the sheen of the rest of the body. He's also got this really nice dark green going on in his pants or in his underoos, as well as in his boots. I do like the choice of green that they went with. It's this nice dark green. And it's funny because I really gushed over the Aquaman too, and it's coincidental, the exact same color scheme. It's the scale orange and then these green kind of pants. Maybe that is the perfect formula for what Spot likes in a figure. Let's of course not overlook the mask here. The head of Copperhead. You can see the nice colored snake eye there. And way up in there, way in there, you can see Copperhead's human eyes. He looks really psychopath. He looks like a psychopath. Or he's eaten something he doesn't. Actually, you know what? My cats do this too. If they smell something, like if they walk up to and they go, my one cat goes, maybe that's what it was. Maybe Copperhead. There's something that has not agreed with him. But I like the fact that they put this sheen all over his head as well, and several layers of paint too. It's not just a straight yellow. In this case, they put like a goldy yellow, and then they put like a darker orange, and they blended the two together. And I think that works really, really well. We zoom back. The one thing that is jarring for me, and it's only the fact that because I watched Justice League as much as I did, it's hard to accept Copperhead without the tail. The Copperhead from, I believe, Justice League Unlimited did have a tail. So to see him not with a tail in this is a bit to get used to, but I'm alright still with that. I think overall it's just a really solid figure. The only other comments, the only thing I would maybe have changed, and perhaps this would have been a case where had this figure been released later, they might have actually changed it out. I would have actually liked to see like open clawed hands. Even as similar to what the button has depicted. Now, there was a DC Universe Wave 17, the Sinestro Corps Scarecrow. I mean, his hands would have been ideal for Copperhead here. Closed fists work, but I think to really experience a solid Copperhead, these open, like slashing style hands would have been perfect for this particular figure. In the way of his articulation, Copperhead has a very rewarding ball joint. You can rotate all the way around, up and down. It doesn't go any further back, which would have been is a bit of a shame, but you can kind of get it low as well. He has a pin and socket shoulder. The arms will rotate all the way around and also in and out. A swivel in the bicep, bend at the elbow, rotation in the hand. He has the upper torso bend. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily because of the gloss that they've put on the figure, but I find the joints are all extremely tight, or they just don't move. In this case, I can't get this torso to move. I'm really alright with that. I would rather it not move than it be extremely loose. And then also, just as well, I find like all the joints are really either tight or stiff. Now I find all the joints on this figure are really tight, and that is perfect, because there's nothing worse than getting a figure and it's just loose. It shouldn't really be loose out of package, but a lot of figures are, and this figure is not, which I really like. There's a rotation in the waist, the legs bend in and out, back and forth, a rotation in the thigh, a bend at the knee, and also a hinged in the foot. Just a really perfect figure. I can clearly see right off the bat that Copperhead is the real gem so far of this wave. Copperhead I am going to give a solid 9 to. And I think he's a prime example of taking the license of DC Universe and really running with a perfect figure from that wave. I think Copperhead definitely captures the essence of DC Universe. Today's toy spot, we're having a look at the DC Universe. Today's toy spot, we're having a look at the DC Universe. I'm looking at Copperhead. I'm losing track of what I'm doing here. We're having a look at DC Universe Wave 12, the Darkseid Wave. We're looking today at a fantastic Copperhead. Let me know down below what you guys would rate this particular figure. Would you rate him better? Maybe a little less than what I would have given him? But let me know down below, and let me know what you guys think of this particular figure. See you guys next time.